teaching and doing seminars and talking, and when I'm home, I'm so busy with so many business projects, and I'm an introvert by nature, that after my work, I stay home and I meditate and I do my yoga and I go to sleep by 10 o'clock. So I'm excited to be here to meet many of you for the first time. And I'm excited that Nancy's talk was so much about breathing. Because tonight I'm going to talk about, for me, the foundations of soulful relating and how that goes into the intimate truth of our own breath. And then how that actually links to activating and living, feeling essentially alive. Because for me, the breath is the in key. How many of you have ever felt caught up in the stress of making things happen in your life? Have you ever felt the stress of making things happen? When that passion all of a sudden turns to force, right? We're so excited about something. We take on new projects, new collaborations, new relationships. We go to maybe really big seminars and we leave with this big high. And then months later, all of a sudden, we're like, God, what just happened? This is really hard work. What I find is a switch gets tripped up, where those collaborations that were once so easy start to become really hard. We start to feel really disconnected with our bodies. It affects the work life. And then what starts to happen, also we look at our intimate life and we notice the communication level sucks. It turns to superficial. We feel disconnected from our bodies. Arguments start to happen. Intimacy starts to dwindle. The sex life goes away. And I often say, especially if we're in a relationship or a partnership, is that what once was this hot, sexy, juicy lovers has turned into only being your best friend. And best friends are freaking awesome, but the two together are rocking, right? Yeah. So, my story with feelings, today I'm going to ask you to go deeper into feeling inside your body, and I want to share my personal story because I have not always been as enthusiastic today as I am about feeling. I spent my younger years really creating a lot of numbness in my body. Grew up a very sensitive child. Taking me into my 20s, I actually became a competitive bodybuilder for 5 years. Owned a very successful nutrition business where I educated people about body science. And I started cultivating this rich relationship with my physical body. But what I didn't know then, I was ignoring my emotional body. My bodybuilding became very compulsive. I was born with extreme discipline and drive. And so I could make that happen. Going into my 5th year, I don't know for any of you in the fitness industry, every week you get weighed in, you get your body fat tested. And my body fat stopped going down. I was getting ready for my next competition, going to go into fitness modeling. And my thought, because my mind was leading the way, I definitely wasn't listening to my body because my body was communicating to me. I said, let's add on one more spin class. What the heck? I gotta work harder if this isn't doing what I want it to do. And so I did just that, and sure enough, one day I woke up and I could barely walk. I put on about 30 pounds in 48 hours. And it was that time that I was forced to feel the immense amount of emotional pain and physical pain that I had ever felt in my life. And that was when I was 26, 27 years old. I'm 45 now. And I was depressed for about a month, but what that was, it was a wake-up call for me. Because I was forced to feel. And so I ended up selling everything I owned, left my cat on my mom's doorstep, and I actually picked up and left America and moved to the Swiss Alps, where I took on a lifetime of studies with various healers and teachers and communities, which is what brings me here today to share with you one of the most potent experiences I've ever had, and that's with breath. Your breath, my breath, is conditioned. We all have a conditioned breathing pattern, right? We're not breathing the same way today that we were breathing when we were born, correct? We all know that we hold our breath when we feel pain. We stub our toe, the body contracts, the breath pulls up. Then we feel something else painful in our life, the breath pulls in, the body contracts. And I'm going to tell you that we don't actually let go of that memory in ourselves. The breath actually stays contracted in some way, shape, or form. Each one of you in here probably has a different breathing pattern. When we have the ability to actually start to shift the breathing pattern, not just activate energy, not just get really high and have a really phenomenal experience with breathing, but to actually shift the pattern of our breath, what do you think it does? It starts to open us up again to feeling. And for me, when I am able to feel, I am able to more intimately engage with another human being. If my breath is contracted and congested and stuck in a pattern, what starts to happen is this in here, I look at this as a garden. Contracted, soil that hasn't been tilled in a lifetime, hard as a rock. We start to learn all this information from up here, right? We read books, we go to seminars. But if these are seeds that are coming in and we want to plant them, but our garden is hard as a rock, those seeds, that information has no place to go down into. And that's where the manic mind and the mind starts to lead and we can make things happen, because that's usually how society is, how we're trained. But my question to all of you, my invitation today is, what about actually finally embodying what you're doing? So it moves from here. Because again, that's where the communication becomes effortless. That's when authenticity is just our natural way of being. That's where everything everyone already has spoken about tonight just becomes who we are. The last thing I'm going to share about the breath, because I want to have enough time, at least 3 minutes, to take you all through a little bit of a breathing process. There's a body map system that we use in the breathing, and there is another breath worker in here tonight, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. The body map, all I'm going to say about that is from top to bottom, front to back. There are points all over our body that in this system hold specific underlining emotional patterns. So when we start to work with your breath and work with these patterns and start to open up your breath, what do you think we're doing? We're actually integrating those emotional patterns that are suppressed in the body. Okay? This is where soulful relating begins as far as I'm concerned. This is the foundation. Because we can't build the roof without the foundation. So who here wants to breathe a little bit with me tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. Who here is not okay with me touching them? Okay, silly question. Okay. Who here wants me to touch them? Awesome. All right. So how much more time do we have? Where's the timekeeper?
About 6 minutes.
Awesome. 6 minutes. So I'm just going to give simple instruction. Tonight we are going to breathe in and out through the mouth. Very different than meditative breathing, very different from yogic breathing because it's processing breath work. I'm going to guide you. You really don't have to think about much. But what I am going to ask you to do is place your own hands on the lowest part of your belly, almost on your pubic bone. I'm going to breathe with you. The inhale is your focus. Your exhale eventually wants to be like a silent sigh. Tonight, know that it might feel like you're going to the gym for the very first time and it might feel very hard, and that's okay. Okay? So I'm going to invite you all to go ahead and close your eyes. And just take a really deep breath in through your mouth and let it go with a quick sigh. Again, deep breath in through your mouth and let it go with a quick sigh. One more time, deep breath in through your mouth. Let it go with a sigh. And just start to allow your breath to come in through the mouth and out through the mouth. And imagine your breath is becoming like a circle where you are connecting your in-breath with your out-breath without a pause. Please allow your in-breath to be longer than your out-breath to resist hyperventilating. Maybe start to visualize your breath is actually coming in through your tailbone, through the root of your body, rising up through your sexual center, up through your heart and your crown. And every exhale, it's just dropping back through you like a waterfall, dropping right back down to the earth. If you are pushing your exhale, it simply actually represents control and force, and that's absolutely perfect. Today we're breathing in, I trust that it's safe to let go. The breath is an intelligence, and when we trust it, it will actually give us information and start to move like a wave without us doing anything. It is a great precursor to meditation because it's already clearing through all the resistance. The deeper we breathe, the more we actually feel, because the number one reason we stop breathing in the belly is to stop feeling. It is natural to feel lightness in the head and the body. And together I invite us all to make a powerful round of toning. Deep breath in. Letting the breath slow down, letting the eyes remain closed. And just bring all of your awareness and your attention inside of your feeling body. And I invite you right now to identify one sensation and the location that you actually notice it residing inside your physical body. Because awareness is the first step. Sensation is information. The emotion attached to the sensation gives us understanding of why we do what we do. And from there, we can start to create change in all of our relationships. As you feel ready, I invite you to allow your eyes to open. Maybe taking a really full breath in and a big sigh out together to help with that. Would one person like to share what they're sensing in their body right now? You have about 1 minute, please.
My name is Elizabeth, and I experienced heat and a tingling, but not a manic tingling, this like juicy tingling in my heart sensation, and heat and juiciness in my female reproductive system.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. One more share, and then we're going to close. Anyone else want to share? Come on, we got a big group of people here.
What was it?
What are you sensing in your body, and where are you sensing it?
Towards the end of the breathing, I felt like maybe, I don't know if I'm hyperventilated, but I have a lot of energy in the upper part of my body. Just vibration.
Thank you.
A lot.
Thank
I
you.
almost felt like I was in a phase and I had to open my eyes. But it felt good at the same time. It felt free.
Thank you. Quick share, 30 seconds, is that I just want to address the hyperventilation. And so what starts to happen is if our breath condition is constricted and blocked and we start to force the exhale, typically it's very unconscious. You're just doing it because there's constriction. You're not able to get breath in. A push of the exhale will create hyperventilation. This breath work, eventually what we're working towards is actually a very relaxed exhale, which will create a lot of tingling and energy in the body. It will create lightness in the head. And eventually, once the out breath is relaxed, the energy will actually flow fully through the body. So if I was working with you one-on-one, I would be working on the points to open up the constriction. Okay. For all of you who are interested, I have a sign-up sheet in the back of the room. I'm offering 30-minute complimentary consultations. All you have to do is leave your name and your contact information, as well as a sheet. I'll be launching the global movement next week to my new book called Revolutionizing Intimacy. I would love to get videos from all of you about your experience of intimacy if you want to be a part of it. So thank you so much for allowing me to be here.